Hello, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to talk today about living sustainably during a pandemic. It sounds like the next 6 months are going to be really rough COVID-wise, and as much as I wish I could say that the ecological crisis will take a pause for a bit, it's not going to. At the end of the day, our planet is still dying. I know that I haven't had the headspace to think much about climate activism the last few months, and I doubt I'm the only one. So these are a few quick things you can do to minimise your impact and keep pressure on the government and TNCs doing the real damage. Number one, it's become a big part of our lives recently, is face masks. If you can, please use reusable face masks. If you need a disposable one, you can also try recyclable ones and eco-friendly ones, so they have less plastic, they don't have the elastic straps, which means you can recycle them, they're less likely to end up in the ocean, and they won't be as dangerous to the wildlife. If you do just have to use the standard disposable ones, a quick tip is to cut off or cut through one end of the elastic straps, because that just it lowers the risk to wildlife if it ends up in their habitat. 2, look into eco-friendly or low-waste shops. I'm sure we all remember how empty the shops got at the beginning of the pandemic, so maybe diversifying where you shop will lessen that pressure a bit if people start stockpiling again, and it also reduces your food waste and packaging waste. Number 3, use your garden. I've loved growing vegetables and flowers during lockdown. As we go into winter, fewer things needed to be planted, but there are still a few things, and there are still a few things still growing, and you can also plan for the different flowers and crops and even grasses that you're going to grow next year, and you can introduce to your local habitat to really create a safe haven for local wildlife. Number 4, use leftovers. My family and I became so much more creative with leftovers at the start of quarantine because there wasn't the food security we're used to, so why not try to carry that on now? Number 5, go through your wardrobe. I know it's called a spring clean, but let's call it a September clean instead. It's the perfect time to go through your clothes, think about what you actually wear and what you're keeping just for the sake of it. Remember to give the clothing to a charity shop or sell it, or even give it to a relative rather than throwing them away, because that would defeat the whole object. 6, buy bigger bottles of hand sanitizer, so the ones that you can't just use and can't just carry around in your pocket, because then you can decant it into smaller bottles, so like little bottles of empty bottles that used to be shower gel. So put it in those, so then you're reusing the bottle for the shower gel and you don't need to keep buying loads and loads of little bottles. And again, if there are any points where you can refill hand sanitizer, that's ideal. 7, lastly, is get political. Keep engaging with the youth strikes, which have gone so well over lockdown. Write to your MPs and your local councillors and share resources on social media, because it really does make a difference, and if you keep that pressure on, then we're golden. So those are a few ideas of how to live sustainably during a pandemic. Never thought I'd say that in a video, but 2020. I really hope this advice won't be current for long, but in the meantime, stay safe.